Today on the Artist Profile, we got to sit and talk with artist Gillean Clark before his solo show at Lab Art Los Angeles to talk interpretation of his work, his inspirations, and much more. Stay tuned to the Artist Profile.
I'm Gillean Clark. I reside from New York City, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. Being young, I really remember drawing all the time and painting all the time, having Conte crayons, and then it got to the point that like every boy in their life doesn't want to do what their mother tells them they think they should do, and so then I rejected art. When we got to New York City, it was all about art again. Like there was just such a subculture of graffiti, and there was like the allure to that life that I really embraced, you know, feeling like I was on the outside anyways, and that was like an outside dynamic. And so I started reintroducing all these things that I learned as a kid, and like, you know, and like it was mine because it was like outside of the norm. It's a mix of everything. It's like that mix of high-low. It's like I grew up like going to museums and like looking at masterworks, and then, you know, and then there was like this undercurrent of this like primitive style from Basquiat, which like infiltrated in the streets, like through Keith Haring as well, and like being a kid in New York, you could see all this work like bubbling up, and it was really authentic, and it was really inspiring and really raw, and made you think about things. It's really interesting because I was watching a documentary about Jimi Hendrix, and like Jimi Hendrix like hated hearing that he was great. You know, he's like, that numbs you, like that numbs your hunger. And he's like, and that was the thing about the street, is like everybody's like still hungry, and you can see that like vibrant, like everyone just pushing work out. And it's not like you're pushing work out to like, so you know 1,000 people are gonna see him. You're like, oh yo, that's you, you know? You like push it out, and like you're making work for people that you'll never connect with, but you're just making that work because you have to make that work. And I get that from my dad. I always have that drive. It's that constant drive and making that work, you know, and pushing that work. And it's not about, it's really nice when people like get your work. I mean, as an artist or as anybody, if like someone gets you, it always feels good. Like it feels good inside, like someone relates to you and someone gets you and understands what you're saying. It's really a comforting part about making work. But the biggest lessons are in mistakes. It's not when you succeed, it's when you fail. Because then you reevaluate things, you're fresh to new ideas, and then you push forward. Like when you look at my work, I see all the faults in it. And then you don't and then that's the thing. I think that's the thing about being an artist. It's like when you look at all your work, you're I could have done that, or like that should be better, or like maybe that idea is not fleshed out enough. I think the key in staying creative is to stay open. And I think the minute you shut your doors down of perception and think that you have things right, you have them fucking totally wrong. I mean, some artists can be cloistered and like live in a hole and create. I'm just not that guy. I need to look at things, I need to be inspired by things, and I keep a very open attitude about everything. I think the largest street art gallery in North America. Is it the world? Or we cut that? The largest street art gallery in the world. Iskander has a wide berth of experience in this genre, and he's at the forefront of it. As an artist that has put work up in the street, it's a great incubator for artists who are both expressing themselves via the street, or you know, and then want to be in a gallery space. I think it's a good vehicle for both. And as anyone creative, I think when you make work, you have your personal ideal and your personal interpretation of that work, and then someone else has another interpretation of that work that you might have not ever seen at all in that work. You know, that might be subliminal to you. And so when people look at my work and see something different in it, it's not wrong or right to me. It's just it's their perception of my work, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, and maybe I can learn from what they